Hello, I'm Games Radar Executive Editor Andy, and joining me for this trailer analysis is Lauren, our Entertainment Editor.
Hello.
So, HBO is ramping up the excitement for Game of Thrones Season 6, and they've released another trailer ahead of the April 24th air date.
This one teases a lot more of the upcoming events and gives us a glimpse of new characters and intriguing confrontations. Here's 7 clues we found in the trailer.
Oh, and obviously there are spoilers for Game of Thrones if you're not up to date, yeah?
But then, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah. Civil war has come to King's Landing.
Unsurprisingly, Jaime Lannister is none too happy with the High Sparrow for making his sister/lover walk naked through the streets of King's Landing. In the trailer, we see him threaten to spill blood in this holy place and lead an army to the gates of the Sept. But if the state is clashing with the church, that spells civil war for King's Landing.
Well, on the other hand, maybe Jaime's just dropping off by the Sept on his way elsewhere. More on that later. But even if that is the case, Cersei's forces and the Sparrows are definitely going to war because, well, we see zombie Gregor Clegane killing a sparrow later in the trailer. Poor thing.
Davros Seaworth has joined the Starks.
So, after losing his king in Season 5, Davos is back at the wall with the Night's Watch. And while it's clear from the trailer he's concerned about the White Walkers, you might have also spotted that he can be seen on horseback with a Stark banner flying behind him.
Yep, it looks like Davos has joined Team Stark, and given that we also see Sansa on horseback in another scene, he might well be fighting for the Lady of the North. Whether they're fighting the Boltons or the White Walkers remains to be seen, but whatever battle is taking place, it's going to be a bloody one.
House Targaryen has a new champion.
You may remember that in Season 5, Tyrion tells Daenerys that one of the many problems with her attempt to reclaim the Iron Throne is that there's no House Targaryen anymore. There's no Targaryen army, there's no Targaryen bannermen, until now that is.
The eagle-eyed fans among you might have spotted this super quick fight between a pair of soldiers. One of them meets the pointy end of a sword, but the soldier that does the killing is wearing armour with, yep, you guessed it, the Targaryen crest on it. From the looks of the weather, he definitely isn't in Marine. So, who is this guy, and why does he support the long-dead House Targaryen? You'll notice his armour is actually quite beaten up.
Brienne of Tarth has returned to Riverrun.
After missing Sansa's signal for help at the end of Season 5, but managing to take revenge on Stannis for murdering Renly, or did she? We didn't see the killing shot. It looks like Brienne and Pod are headed back south.
You can see a shot of the pair with the Tully's banner behind them, indicating they're at Riverrun. Has Brienne given up rescuing either of the Stark daughters and decided to return to the home of her former mistress, Catelyn?
Interestingly, there's a storyline involving Brienne and Catelyn in the books that was never used in the TV show. And if you're wondering why I mention it, given that Catelyn is dead, well...
On the other hand, Brienne might not have abandoned Sansa at all. Again, more on that later.
There's another new Red Priestess in town.
Hello, new Red Priestess. We already knew that Melisandre was getting company in the form of Melanie LeBird, who would be joining the Season 6 cast as a new Red Priestess, but she's obviously not the only one.
In the trailer we see another Red Priestess, played by Anya Buckstein, giving Tyrion and Varys the eye in Marine. Who knows what she's going to be up to, but perhaps the pair have employed her services to control the dragons? Red Priestesses can totally do that, right?
The Wildlings are joining the fight.
Per their deal with Jon Snow... Oh, it still hurts. The Wildlings are joining the fight in the new trailer. Now you'd think they'd be fighting the White Walkers, but if you check out the battle scene towards the end of the trailer, Tormund Giantsbane and co are up against soldiers in strict formations with shields.
Not exactly the undead. Have they joined Sansa's army against the Boltons? It looks like it, seeing as the shields in question bear the flayed man. Plus, Tormund was Jon Snow's BFF, sort of. And if he's gone, then it wouldn't be a stretch to believe that the Wildlings would feel some sort of loyalty to his sister. After all, he did save their lives and got multiple daggers in the chest for it.
Is House Frey finally paying for the Red Wedding?
We've talked about the clues that seem to suggest Jaime is fighting the Sparrows in King's Landing, and the ones that say Sansa and Davros are going up against the Boltons or the White Walkers in the north. Not to mention the fact that the Wildlings are fighting, well, someone. But all this might be wrong because of a couple of shots in the trailer.
Remember, Brienne and Pod are in the Riverlands, right? Well, there's this shot of Pod being strangled, and you'll notice that there's red tents in the background. Now look here, and you can see Jaime riding around his army, and ooh, look, there's red tents. Then there's Walder Frey, asshole, who raises his glass to what looks to be Lannister soldiers. And on top of that, one fan has pointed out that the gloves of Pod's attacker look a lot like the ones favoured by Jaime's right-hand man, Bronn.
Right-hand man. So, Jaime could actually be in the Riverlands with the Lannister army probably defending House Frey against House Tully, who are no doubt looking for revenge after the Red Wedding. Let's not forget, Catelyn Stark's brother Edmure Tully is still being held hostage by the Freys after his disaster of a wedding, and last time we checked in with the Riverlands, House Tully was laying siege to the twins.
Also, did we mention Sansa Stark obviously hasn't forgotten that her mother and brother were taken from her? The trailer sees the older Stark girl ready for revenge, but has she got her sights set on the Boltons or the Freys?
Perhaps Brienne hasn't left her at all.
Yeah, well, perhaps House Frey had better watch out.
So what do you think? Will House Targaryen return?
Could the Wildlings have joined Sansa's army?
Is Jaime fighting the Sparrows in King's Landing?
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more entertainment news, reviews, previews and features right here on Games Radar Plus.